Hello, good evening, and welcome to the stream. Yes, we're live here and on the YouTubes in high definition. Yes, we are. Right, okay, so, social media rings are underway. So here we go. That one. And so many of these things. I need to automate this. I really do. I am such a doofus not doing it. But yeah, there you go. Right, okay, one more on the book face. Okay, I think that's all of that. And then good old blue sky. Blue sky runs fine, but when you first open it, it seems to take ages. I don't know what that's about. Didn't used to do that. Maybe it's gaining popularity. Would not surprise me. Given the decline of other certain platforms. But there we are. Right, okay. Right, let's go to the live screen. There we are. And the same over on YouTube. There we are. Right, let's roll up some daily missions for this Saturday stream. Okay, we has the lag, I think. There we go. I'm applying for a job. There we go. Straightforward, please. Goodbye. Where did we get? Basic shoplifter. Ugh. A waste of our talents. It's like the rats mission, really. Like in the lead assignment. Prisoner mission. Goodbye. There we go. And then we get the Alien Daily. There we go. What's that one? That's the emergency call. Yeah, that's a fairly cool mission, really. Right. Okay. And a quick visit to the Freelancers Inc. I think is in order. Right, it's Saturday. I'm not in work again till Tuesday, so it is beer o'clock. Oh yeah. There we go, Freelancers Inc. picked up. We'll go for a rebuff. And then we'll begin. Let's try these guys. All the wonderful buffage. Yay, we got all the stuff. Right, okay. Let's go and do the alien daily first. We'll go via Borealis. Yes, it's Saturday. Oh, I nearly forgot. Oh, it's Saturday. I need to do a thing. Yes, in fact, I definitely need to do a thing. Yep, there we go. Right, I'll await that email, and I need to update the stream data. There we go. Do that. And then I need to update all the others. Damn it, I forgot. This will learn me. Right, okay. I can't edit it on Twitter because Twitter's shit. You can't edit your posts anymore unless you pay up. Oh, really? How about no? Yeah. It's one of them. Facebook, completely free. Can I edit my posts? Of course. Do I have to pay money to edit my posts? No. Dear, oh dear. There we go. Those done. Now I need to edit the stream as yeah, I've done that one and that one, and I need to edit the stream data as well. So let's get that done. There we go, we're done with that. I should have got somewhere. Ah, there we go. Right, let's pop that somewhere safe. Right. Okay. Okay, we're all good. Right. Yeah, so what I forgot to do, and I have now done, is get a grace key to give away. So let me just do a giveaway reset. I think I did it already, so. There you go. The giveaway is now open for a grace. Wunderbar. So yeah, it's a grace key, so you get the code so you can use it directly on an inactive account, or you can use it on GMI, redeem it for a in-game grace, and sell that for however many hundreds of billions they go for now. Right. Let's go. Talk to the lady. Where the hell are those aliens coming from? The down ship over there. Yeah, specialist. Technician. Have we got a medic? No. Okay, cool. 3 medics is a bad time unless you've got really fast damage. If you've got fast enough damage, no problem. Like NT or something, kaboom, and it's dead, you know. As long as Juliana Guineas survives, we're all good, basically. No one wants a grace today. Okay. Okay, that's that one complete. We got the music bug because I've nipped in and out of the game. Possibly. Is the giveaway only on Twitch because I don't see anything on YouTube? Yeah, it is, yeah. Because the bot won't work with Twitch and with YouTube simultaneously, unfortunately. If I could get it to do both, I would, but it won't do it. Unless there's a way and I'm unaware of it, but I've been trying for months and it can't seem to get it to do it. So if you've got a Twitch account, nip over and, you know, throw in there. And you will, even if you're offline at the end, you will get a message telling you won. Time to give you 2 views, says Crisis. 1 here and 1 on Twitch. Yeah, you don't have to watch both simultaneously, just whichever you prefer. I wouldn't expect anyone to do that. Alberto Bob with a loot, please. Toast on beans with a loot, please. Good luck, both. Excuse me. First 2 entries in. Yeah, so it's an actual Grace code. So you can use it on an inactive account and play for a month if you wish on a paid account. Or you can redeem it and use it on GMI. Which converts it to a saleable Grace key. Which you can then sell for hundreds of billions. I don't know how many billions they go for these days. I've not looked this week. And of course it does vary every day. Quick look. The market terminals in Old Athens. There must be. Somewhere. Are there no market terminals in Old Athens? How very disappointing. I don't think there are. Well, we'll have a look in a minute when we get to civilization, I suppose. I'll nip to ICC. Go and see what the current going rate for an in-game grace is. General, there we go. Current buy orders 395 billion and some nearly 696,969 creds is the highest offer. That's a lot of credits. James, hello everyone. Hope you're going good. Doing a Solitude MA bow user now. Okay. Solitude. You mean Solitus? Autocorrect. Killing everybody's messages since it was invented. Right, so we got Le Mission. Don't feel bad, dude. If you got auto-corrected, it ain't your fault. I think it's because Solitus isn't an actual word in a dictionary anywhere. X quality with a loot, please. Good luck. Seven, we want Milky Way. What have we got there? Crisis is following. Thanks for the follow. You can unfollow afterwards. I don't mind. With a loot, please. Good luck. I thought it was on 7. Where's Milky Way? Not on 8. No, maybe it's lower. Maybe it's 6. Milky Way. Which one do I want? I always get so lost on the map. That's a reach. 6L. Yeah. I had in my head it was 7 for some reason. Yeah, bow is okay, but it's the limit of bow options that kind of scupper it a little bit towards endgame. So unless you pick up a really powerful bow. Jamie Davis, welcome to the stream. Yo, much love to chat and Carl. Well, thank you very much. I never knew you had a camp. Feast upon an aged Viking. Here I am. Oh, this guy. Wasn't this guy here on Wednesday night? No. No, he's just another Atrox in similar gear. I just had a... What are you doing here? Yeah, I can't make the camera work on YouTube and Twitch because the way I do it is I use OBS for YouTube, going at 1 bit rate and frame size, and Streamlabs to work on Twitch. So kind of confusing. 6 minutes there. Is there another corpse I'm not seeing? Let's just run away a bit. See if another corpse spawns in. Usually running to the river does it. Not unless it's just been completely looted. Yep, guessing it's been completely looted, so I don't know what the spawn timer is going to be. Let's redo some our own personal buffs. James Davis, I've got so many questions. I'm stuck in an AO dilemma. Do I pick a new main as Advi, Engi, MP or Krat? I don't have mains. I just play different classes and breeds and with different weapon sets and toolkits because it's interesting to play that way. I mean, the thing to do is play what you like playing, you know. Yeah, so over on here you can see the the full the full Kalos 2 experience. There you go. Does the face fit the voice? I don't know. Possibly it does. I don't know. Hopefully. Well, it's the only voice and face I've got, so I'm stuck with it, whatever. Oh, hacker affiliate. I thought I'd put all that stuff away. Apparently not. Was the stick from Lady Sky Cannon that we're not too sure we're going to use yet. That's for the city if I ever need it. You got there, you can go there. Yeah, it gives us a bit more space there. Character already in team. Can't see the other character. Oh, is it? Oh, yes, maybe I can. What we got? We got... I think that's actually an agent. Using an envy and a perfected diamond line. Oh no, it is a soldier. Okay. Whose is the MP pet then? Mac Meta. So is that going to be the guy's alt or something, maybe? Main at the moment is M40. Yeah, Keeper's really nice. Pet classes are way different in terms of play style. So MP and Engi, MP or Krat are very different. So hey, here for daily. No, I don't know if they're AFK or not, just waiting on spawns. So at the moment, we don't know how long ago the prisoner was killed because the one on the ground is 1 minute left, so it's been dead 30 minutes. Yeah, I used to stream just to Twitch and then export the video from Twitch to YouTube, but I was never happy with the quality of the video because most of my like actual YouTube videos are all 1440p at 24 megabyte a second, and Twitch is nowhere near that. So Twitch is 1080p at 8 megabyte a second, so I always felt it's not quite so good. So I then figured out with the new system I could actually stream at different bit rates using 2 instances effectively of OBS. As long as one was Streamlabs and the other was regular OBS, it worked fine. I've seen, like, the pro YouTubers, and they seem to integrate the two really well with the camera and everything, but I don't know how they're doing it. Other than the fact that they tend to be using an independent PC just for the stream and another one to play the game on, and I'm doing everything on, you know, one box. But yeah, doing it this way, the camera won't share. There's probably a way to broadcast the camera to one thing and then capture from that to each one, but I don't know how much desync would be involved. So I've not really got it to work. Team for daily. Just saw them move anyway. I seem otherwise occupied or a bit non-communicative. I don't know. I don't want to get into a pissing contest, you know, but they're not going to be like that, because that's a bit naff. Yeah, I'm not wanting any loot, you just want a team for the daily. No, they're both AFK again. Does not instill me with hope. I don't know how long we've got on the spawn. Going PDKP and an Envy, that's an interesting combo. Probably a really good one as well. Would have been a lot of work to put all that together though. Fair play. You got to jump through some hoops to make PDKPs, got to tell you. Oh well. Anti-bit stats a bit what? For if I, what? Anti-bit stats My bot says 29 minutes. Okay, well, he's just spawned, so we're good. No, this guy seems maybe he's kind of AFK, I don't know. Don't know what the score is, they're not very talkative anyway, so they're just doing their own thing, I guess. Mob's take to whoever, I'm going to have to remember that. Yeah, it's 15-minute respawn on prisoners. So if the most recent corpse is there, you've basically got a timer when you get there. Jigsaw FPS with a loot, please. There you go. And hello, yes, welcome on in. I'm guessing they're otherwise engaged. He stood here. Fair enough. I'm gonna give you a dimash. What? Who followed? Something Matrix Printer is now following. Thank you for the follow. God, I remember dot matrix printers. So loud. I remember there was this like car garage that had one for printing out MOTs and you know, that kind of stuff. And the mechanics complained how loud it was. They're working in a goddamn garage and they thought it was loud. Razil, welcome to the stream. Mindquake TM. Loot, please. Good luck with your entry. Dot Matrix Printer 38. Hello, Carl and chat. Welcome to the stream. I remember dot matrix printers. Lady Sky Cannon with the loot, please. Good luck. So if you don't know, every month I buy a Grace from Funcom and I give the code away on stream. I'm not doing it every week. I mean, technically I could, but that would eat into my beer money. I mean, come on. Okay, recruit you. And Shrouds recruit. Yeah, they're a bit odd and redundant like me. Oh, God. On Twitch. Pinham! Welcome to the stream. Or is it Pinham? Not sure. I never know what that little accent means, because it depends which country you're in. This guy, the other guy is dual logged, I think, from Conquered Dreams. Thanks for team. Okay. Meep meep. Okay. We'll go hand into the warden, and then we've got another daily to do. And then it's Doja Hunt time. No idea how long that's going to take. It varies. Depends on the gods of RNG. Who is it, Cal? I will But I've been like helping out with a big org giveaway, so sorry for the lag in ICC. Oh, no, fine. Who is it? Can't I bug him in org chat? No, don't worry about it. I think they're clearly just doing. I mean, they could be in work. You know, I'm not saying they are. I'm just saying they could be in work, and you know, maybe just AFK in a few mobs they need, or something like that. Who knows? Alright, go as far as the mission agency. Hand the first daily and the alien in, then we do the other daily, hand that in. Then Doja time, and then maybe an Inferno mission as well. I got more lag in the mission agency than I had in ICC. There we go. Mission complete. Now I'm going to leave you with the dulcet tones, or shall I get out of it? Yeah, I'm going to go downstairs, grab another beer out of the fridge. No biggie. I'll be back. Right, I is back. Told you I wouldn't be long. Okay. So we'll go do this one. My least favourite missions, but there we are. Cheers, gin and pineapple juice here. Oh my god. That's your jam? That's your jam. Mrs. Callis too quite likes a gin. But she has gin and lemonade. I said, don't you want gin and tonic? She's like, no, I don't like tonic. So she has gin and lemonade. There you go. There we go. Job done. Let's just risk it for a biscuit. We get killed, we get killed. What the hell? Uh-oh. Can't use that. Old Athen having problems. Do you think the Space Quest events could ever come back someday? Not really. Not like they used to be. We still do things with Space Quest like find a friend, that kind of thing, but yeah, they took away Ark, so that basically just means they can't, you know, spawn aliens and all the rest of it anymore. Because they closed down the Ark program. You can no longer have volunteers being given any company product. So you can't have people working for free but receiving recompense in kind. The law changed. So the problem with Ark was that people who were in Ark had a free account, and that breaks that law. So they had to shut it down, along with a bunch of other you know, volunteer programs they had in other games. So while it does protect people from being exploited by various companies, it's also a bit of a downer in that, you know, it also means that Ark had to go. And so instead of modifying it or doing something else with it, they just sort of decided, well, we'll just shut it down. Then we're safe, which is a shame, and the way they handled it was not pretty. So we had like a week of discussions about it with Ark Space Quest, with Fairwolf, who was the Ark leader at the time, I believe, and yeah, we've kind of gone back and forth over it a lot. So if you want to go back and watch those streams, by all means, and you know, all the information's there. But it's kind of raking over old ground now, so which is kind of a shame. Yeah, I wish it was still a thing, because it was incredibly popular and it was so much fun. Nothing says fun than a million seekers killing me a million times. Everybody watching loved it, so, you know, what's not to love? Hello, my first victim, Somphus Logi. You're mine. So that pushed up my MA attack again. So we're now at 2,282, but I think that was a perk I just fired. Oh, it's actually that high. I keep forgetting to run procs. I don't know why. Excuse me. Oh, mind you, I did upgrade to the quality 300 armor, didn't I? Maybe it is that high now. No, there you go. 2068 static. But then it jumps up with perks and stuff. I think the game in general is laggy tonight, it feels like. Yeah, Space Quest the person is still around, but not Space Quest the Ark isn't around anymore, sadly. It is a real shame, but yeah, they changed some employment law somewhere. And unfortunately, the ARC program fell foul of that law. I think they could have handled the termination of ARC a lot better than they did at the time, but there we are. That's a whole other discussion. Infinite X Fantasy. Hello there, hello. Can someone tell me how or where I can play it? Play Anarchy Online? We download the game and log in. That's an unusual avatar there, but okay. I thought the servers were shut down. No. They've never shut down. We were talking about the ARC program, not about Anarchy Online. Anarchy Online's still around. I'm playing it right now on a live server, supported and run by Funcom. Probably lost a lot of regular players with what they did. It's the way they did it, not what they did. But I guess they were technically breaking the law. They were, if they could have done like a big announcement and said, due to this law that changed, technically ARC is now not a legal program. We've looked at various ways to keep it going, and unfortunately there's no avenue that doesn't, expose us legally to prosecution. So it's with great sadness we're going to have to shut the program down. Yada, yada, yada. And told everyone in ARC first. They could have done that. And people, I think, would have been far more accepting of it. But what they did was just post on the forums, effective immediately, ARC is no longer a thing. And that was the first ARC heard about it. So it did not go down well due to that. That was very bad PR. That was not the way to do things. I can understand the urgency. There's better ways. You can do things urgently better than that, though. Cannot continue it, but not give the charitable aspect of the free account. Yeah, they could have gone. I mean, their options were pay people with ARC accounts a wage, or B, make the accounts so that the players have to pay for them now. But they decided just shut it down, and then it's not a thing anymore, and we're not exposed legally with the way they dealt with it. So, Yeah, evening, Carlos. Yeah, I can imagine they hardly care much for the game, so they keep it running. Some of that's due to some entanglement with the Norwegian government and Funcom when they first set the game up. They took out some kind of grant/loan to get the game off the ground, which technically means the Norwegian government own it, part of AO, which is why they can never sell the IP. People come along every so many, it's typically about every 5 years, and say, I'll buy the IP. And some of them are probably even genuine, like they have the funds to do that. But Funcom just aren't able to sell it. But they won't admit that they can't sell it. But they can't sell it. So yeah, it's a tricky situation. It wasn't just Ark though, Gear, it was every game they own that has any kind of volunteer program in it. All the volunteer programs were shut down. Not just Ark, all of them on the same day at the same time practically. And it wasn't just Funcom that did it. All European registered companies had to do it. That you can't go, you can have a free account if you work for us anymore. You just can't do that. It's illegal now. If someone works for you, you have to pay them. They have to be on the books, etc., etc. And that's to stop, well, basically, it prevents slavery, for one thing. You know, so it's not like a bad law. It's just a law that some things that weren't malicious have fallen foul of. Because indenture was like, oh, you're not a slave, but we're not going to pay you any actual money, but we'll give you a roof over your head and food. You get bed and board for free, but you have to work for me. That's indenture. So it's indentured slavery, basically, which is what the law prevents. It makes it very difficult to do that now. So I get the law. I get the intent of the law, and it's just unfortunate that certain things fall foul of that. But the law is there to protect people, so, you know. There's far too many people working 18 hours a day on a farm, and their only payment is they're fed, and they get a place to sleep and live. See, and that's indenture. It's a form of slavery, essentially. So it's to prevent that happening, and then something as benign as Ark, where they were quite happy to do what they were doing for free. You know, I mean, they could have just said, well, we can carry on, but you can't have a free account anymore. They could have, that could have been a choice they made, but you know, they chose to do it the way they did it. Found it. I created an account and downloading it, so excited right now. Good for you. Enjoy your time. Don't rush. It's not a race. It's the journey, not the destination with AO. Familiarize yourself with prefixing your Google searches with the words Anarchy Online in the front, otherwise you'll just get tons of references to a bunch of stuff that's not related to AO. You want to go to AO Universe, so Anarchy Online Universe. If you're playing a particular class and breed, you could watch a Let's Build series on my channel, which goes from, you know, rolling the character all the way to 220 with all the gear, armor, implants, etc., you know, level by level. I mean, I hardly back the EU these days. They seem to make much worse and worse. Well, making sure slavery can't happen is a bad decision. I can't say I agree with that. But, you know, okay. Indentured servitude is a form of slavery, and stopping it from happening anywhere in Europe isn't a bad thing. The rebirth of AO. Well, you know, I've been trying a few years, but it's the game format and style, etc. It just isn't what a lot of people are looking for in online games anymore. Some people are. You know, if you want a proper MMORPG, here is one. You know, but a lot of people aren't looking for that anymore. Which is why, other than WoW clones, you don't see them. Have a great evening. See ya. See ya. Thanks for dropping by. Have fun in AO. Cod Slap is now following. Well, thanks for the follow. Hysteria, good evening, everyone. Good evening. Yeah, I'm going to have to deal with a Haitian. Nothing on that one, or, in fact, that one. Damn. We're not having the luck we had yesterday, that's for sure. Yeah, so when Ark were answering petitions and stuff like that, they were technically working for Funcom and being paid with a free account with superpowers. And that technically is against the law now. That's what it is. That was the reason for what happened. What happened. But there's other ways it could have been dealt with, but I think they just took the safest possible path that they could. And they just didn't do it in a very... good, you know, from a PR point of view, they didn't handle it well. Code Slap, didn't know you were still playing AO. Yeah, of course I am. It's a brilliant game. It's an amazing game. Why would I not? When the option is there, you know. Hysteria with the loot, please. Good luck. Have you seen the emulator project? Yeah. I've heard about it. But, you know, I don't want to talk about it on the channel because I am visible to Funcom. And an emulator and all the rest of it. You know, people could get sued. So, yeah. Everyone says, oh, they're not going to do anything until they do. Yeah, the Funcom think anybody is stealing from them. They are very, very direct in their response. Let me say that. I've seen people trying to sell merch that they're not allowed, you know, they don't own the IP to. And Funcom's attitude towards that is pretty severe. I'll say that much. Right, okay, we got the doja. Let's beacon on out of here. Rolling nanos for new agents is quite a thing. Oh yeah, because you're using so many other classes nanos at the same time that you need. So it's definitely a thing. Jason, hey. Morning, Callus. Good morning. It's the evening for me, as you probably know. I mean, it's not dark yet, but then again, it's summertime, so hey. All right, let's go hand this in. I mean, they do a lot of good in that matter. I mean, more like I want good things that I just don't really think on how it will affect everybody. It needs to be done without options. Yeah, I mean, the law is done in... That law's been done in such a way that other malicious and or nefarious companies, you know, and entities can't exploit a loophole in the law, which is why it's as explicit as it is to prevent that exploitation of legality. That's why it's been passed the way it has. Now, yes, it affects volunteer programs if people are paid in kind, but more broadly, it takes a bunch of people out of slavery and indenture. So, you know, there's no simple answer. There really isn't. How they could have just simply handled it differently and there would have been no real blowback, I think. I think the way it was handled was the error, not the law itself. Right, that's the freelancers complete, so let's get that handed in. Yeah, you know, from a PR point of view, the way it was handled was not the best. The law itself, no, that was agreed upon by, you know, all the various European countries went, yeah, that's the way forward. We've got people working for bed and board. This is the 21st century. No one works for bed and board anymore. They should be paid enough to be able to afford their own bed and board. Otherwise, they become indentured slaves. So there's a definite righteousness, rightfulness, whatever, about the way they changed the law. It's just unfortunate that certain projects that are benign get eaten up by that. But I think that is quite a small sacrifice compared to someone working just for bed and board. You know, a lot of people are trapped in that. We have documentaries and TV shows on the UK where immigrant workers, even in Britain, are being paid with being able to live in a caravan on a farm if they work, you know, 20 hours a day on the farm or something ridiculous. And, you know, the farmers have no compunction about treating the people that badly. So, you know, there are reasons for that law to exist, unfortunately. Even today, in the 21st century, people still get treated that badly, like subhuman, and that shouldn't be the case. So, you know, that's why the law exists, you know, and the law is righteous in that. But downside, if you make it so watertight so it can't be skirted around, things like the art program also fall foul of it. That's just how it is. So the idea is to protect people, you know. Anyway, I'm getting a beer. Are you aware of a guide similar to Faffy's but for paid folks? Shadowlands, Aliens, Eden. I'm not even aware of Faffy's. What's Faffy's? I'll be back in a minute. I'm just getting a beer.
When does the MA get its bow? Haha. Yeah, it was bow right up until about level 207. And the bow we were using just wasn't cutting it anymore. Everything, you could kill anything and survive the fight with heals, but it was just taking forever. So we switched to MA until we can get Chaos of the Zanbo, and then see how we go with that. Basically. It's just like, oh, I'm killing everything twice as fast as I was. I think maybe we should carry on leveling like this for now, you know? It's not like we haven't done bow. We just stopped using bow at a certain point. Yeah, so after you get... Where are we? Yeah, like this. You get this at 151, and you're like, yes! A decent bow with fast attack on it. This is great. But it's a long equip time. 3 seconds. So in a fight, switching out from that to use Brawl and Dimash or whatever, then throwing it back on, kind of a pain. And we're way beyond, max beneficial skill, etc., compared to MA Fist. So the idea is, well, we'll continue to level without a bow until such time that, we get to a beast raid, pick up a chaos, and then get to a 12-man or similar and get a weapon upgrade, and then we'll go back to bow and see how it is. Yeah, because at the moment the title of the stream is, Grace giveaway, etc. But normally it's bow MA dash sort of, because it sort of is. Oh, I accepted the mission. Oh, it's Ergo. There you go. Well, that was fortuitous. All right, Ergo for a mission. Ooh, excuse me. Not my fault. I did not carbonate this beverage. Yeah, starting next week I will be streaming Dune Awakening, though. Because it does look... I did the beta weekend, but we only got to see the lobby part of the game. But having watched the stream they did about the mid to end game sort of thing, yeah, that looked really good. And the way the game worked mechanically, like, oh, you don't have to PvP. Because if you look at the Landsrad, which gives you control and bonuses and whatnot, most of the requirements for that are not PvP based, they're PVM based, or PvE based, I think they call it nowadays. So essentially, if you deliver, 20 ornithopters to the whatever, side you've picked. So let's say, for example, so you deliver 20 ornithopters to the Atreides quartermaster, you win a square on the Landsrad and becomes a game of chess. And then they're going to introduce a third faction, so kind of like maybe the neutrals or something, who their job is to keep everything in equilibrium. So they're trying to take squares to stop the Harkonnen and Atreides from dominating the board. It just looked like such an interesting sort of system. I can't wait to see how it all plays out, to be honest. Yeah, because there's nothing in between those two bows. You can go for like an alien bow, because the dreadlock bow that drops, unfortunately, is MP only. God damn it! Because that would have been a decent bow in between, you know, but it's MP only, so you're like, oh, you can't use it. Yeah, it's kind of a bummer. Never been able to do a beast that will be good to watch. Well, we've done dozens and dozens of beast raids on stream, and they've been a lot of fun, I have to say. You know, if it came up on .NET, oh, there's a chaos, you know, free for all or reasonable price, I'd send a tell and I'd blitz my way to the beast. It's not like I don't know how, you know. And then I can pretty much solo, oh, what's he called? The easiest Zan instance. How do you get these solo SL missions? You talk to the guy that gives the missions out. You have to be a certain level. I think you've got to be title 7 to get them in Shadowlands. In Inferno, rather. I came back to Anarchy and watching AO about 2 weeks ago, yet to see one. Well, you can tell they happen because if you join like Darknet or something like that, you see Beast Loot going up for auction. If you join like Raid for All or Hodor, the other raid groups, you'll see it happening all the time. Same as Sector 42. Yeah, so inside the garden, you saw me speak to, what was it, the Forester? Because I'm clan and I'm going to talk to the Redeemed guy. And you just, if he won't talk to you, then the reason is you're not high enough level yet, or you haven't hit the title cap that's required. And he'll say, oh, I've come to do what I can against the, you know, the unredeemed, or in the case if you're playing Omni and you're playing unredeemed, then, you know, I've come to do what I can against the redeemed. And then he'll offer you 3 missions. There's the ultimate challenge, which solo isn't that hard, but it does take a while. Medium, you'll get mobs that give XP, plus you'll cap research on the reward. And then easy is easy, but you get a lot of grey mobs, so you don't always get your mission reward because the percentage mission counter doesn't count grey mobs. So medium solo is a nice sort of balance. Really, you're here for the mission reward because it maxes research. So ideally what you want is a mission that's nearby and has 20 mobs in it, you know, because you're trying to get to that reward at the very end. The new Inferno missions, they're great, but you have to go at the pace that the mission sets. So mobs spawn at certain points and attack the thing you have to protect, so there's no taking breaks. Like with this, I could go, oh, actually, I'm just going to make a phone call. And now I can just go off and make a phone call, pick my nose for a bit, change my t-shirt. Okay, I'm going to carry on. You know, so as long as you don't exceed the mission timer, which, you know, I've got 14 hours or so, I can just play the whole mission at my own pace, room by room. Now, that's why I like them, you know, because you just do it as you want to do it. Like, I'm not in Raid for All with this character, and I probably should be. I'm not in Hodor with this character, and I probably should be. You know, because I'm missing out on raids and stuff, but... I want to get 215, get some beaters in, and then start looking at that. It was a lot easier when the alien invasion events were going on, because you basically hit AI 30 before you hit 220. There was so much XP in those. But they haven't been a thing for over a year, so we're back to the old way of doing things, unfortunately. Yeah, how do I get down to... Okay, interesting mission layout. Yep, we gotta go this away. Oh, security camera. Yeah, you see free-for-alls on Darknet every day. And it could be the one bit of gear that you really want, you know, and you get it for nothing. Stuart Hull, welcome to the stream. Heidi ho! Indeed, welcome to the stream. One of our channel members. Good to see you, sir. Yeah, so we're doing a Grace giveaway over on Twitch. If anybody wants to join in, Darknet and Hodor join details on Discord. I don't think so, but I'm not on the official Discord anymore. I left it a year ago. Unfortunately, ARC were standing in as moderators on that forum. And after the ARC program shut down, there was just no moderation, and the server just went to shit. You know, someone says, "Oh, our server first, I've done this," and I go, "No, we actually did that 18 years ago." And they go, "Source," and you're like, "Me? I was there." Yeah, and it just, fuck's sake, you know, you just have to cut your losses and go, oh, I can't be arsed anymore. So I just left. Like, it's like Savick left after, even though like her map is part of the game now. She's one of the biggest community contributors ever, and even Savick had had enough. So she left, and about 3 months later I was like, you know what, good decision. Yeah, I've left as well. Yeah, it just wasn't moderated. So you get spammers, scammers, trolls, just it just went to blech. You know, so I just left that server. What are we at now? Oh my god, 48%. This is a tiny mission in terms of how many mobs there are. Me like more XP. Yeah, the alien raids were part of a storyline about Joan Jett. Not Joan Jett, the rock star. A different Joan Jett. Yeah. The name is merely coincidental. That Space Quest wrote. Is Savick still playing? Not seen around for ages. I don't think they are anymore. But your great ARC material problem is the moderators then decide on ARC involvement needs to be as moderators as well. Yeah, that was another thing, is ARC said, yeah, we can mod it. And they did, you know, so when people got out of hand and were too sort of like deliberately trolling and whatnot, they'd sort of say, right, okay, I'm deleting all your comments and yeah, you're done. And then because they're no longer doing it, Funcom don't monitor it. So it just ends up as a cesspit. And unfortunately, that yeah, again, we didn't just lose those raids and what have you. You know, we lost a lot more than that. It was quite funny. I remember when they did the ARC announcement that it shut down thing. They tried to send a customer service guy over to try and tell everyone they couldn't talk about it in the main channel, and set up a separate channel to talk about it. The guy got eaten alive, bless him. Whoever he was like, oh, I thought I was going to be talking to a bunch of kids, and it was like, no, you're talking to people older than your parents. And they're not happy. Poor guy. I don't think he had any idea what they were getting into when they got sent across. And they just got eaten alive on the Discord. It was actually quite funny. But I did feel bad for them. I noticed the game gets extremely bright in places, especially missions. Is that intended, or is there a way to reduce it? Are you on the new engine? The thing to do is type light to your preferred bot, guild bot or whatever, and you can disable that, or you can use Rubicar light, all the other different light sources, or turn off global light altogether. But yeah, some of it is very messed up on the beta engine. Like, for instance, you know the suitcase? That kind of metallic suitcase you see on certain NPCs? Or, like, if you play Krat, you'll know Carlo has, like, a briefcase. It's actually a light source, which is something they did in the DX7 version of the game, the vanilla engine of the game, to make it look like a shiny briefcase. But that carried over to the beta engine, which means it's shiny. So places like Job and that, when the sun is out, are just like overly bright. Like, Penumbra is just eye-wateringly bright unless you turn off global illumination. As soon as you do, it looks like 100 times better, though, I gotta say. Probably the oldest trick in an MMO is to choose a female character. I assume everyone is a male teenager until I know different. At the beginning of the game, there were a lot of hot female-looking characters, inverted commas, in bikinis stood by transit points like the grid or Wampers going, "Hi, any spare creds, please?" Who were in actual fact young pubescent males, you know. There are no hot singles waiting to meet you in your area, okay? I'm just telling you now. It's not a thing. You older guys, you know exactly what I mean. Yeah, it's clickbait, guys. It's clickbait. Yes, there are female players. Mrs. Callis too plays AO, but she didn't run around in a bikini begging for credits, you know? Didn't need to. She makes her own damn credits, that lady. She ain't messing around. But yeah, it's definitely a thing in MMOs, or probably in most games where you've got male and female characters. Some will tend to be female to garner... but, you know, guys, the stripper doesn't like you. She likes your money. Come on, we're adults. Let's just call it what it is. To be honest, I've tried that with Ik2 thong in a... Trox in a thong. Yeah, I mean, everybody's into something. You know, no judgment. These days it's all ballyhoo. There's so many pretend to be hot sexy female to take money away from stupid horny men. That's always going to be a thing, because that's human nature. No hot singles in your backyard. Sorry, but no. And no, they can't wait to meet you. Please insert your credit card details now. Yeah, it's just one scam after another. Yeah, and it's the oldest, like you say, it's an old sort of thing in games. You know, it just is. Oh, I can make a female-looking character. Oh, I'm going to make a female-looking character and put her in a bikini, and then I'm going to stand next to a busy transit point and try and make creds. You know what? They do it because sometimes it actually works. Because some people are dumb enough to think that's actually some female who happens to look like their game avatar. Come on, be real. Wise up, guys, wise up. Right, I'm getting another beer. You know, if you can make creds out of being Ik2 in a thong on a trucks, you know, and people are willing to throw money at you for that, hey, you know, no judgment. We're all different and we like different things and it's all cool, you know. Another mob is about to buy the dust. Search hard and I'm almost level 51. My half century of those horse what serves me well these days. Search hard enough and you'll probably find a few FOs that definitely dress up like a character from certain games, furries, etc. That's a whole other thing. But yeah, you know. Excluded from that statement. I don't know. I did watch internet historian's piece on the Furrest, which was like some kind of a festival that involved furries. And that's all I ever needed to know about it. Let me just find his channel a second. Yeah, the guy's amazing. His videos are great. But where is it? He did the Fire Festival. You know, the fall of '76. So how bad Fallout 76 was on release. He's got a just under 30-minute video on that has 37 million views, which is quite amusing in of itself. Because I think that's more views than there are people that ever played that game. I never did. I've got no opinion of it. I watched the you know, the trailer and the demo or whatever, and went, yeah, not for me. If I want a Fallout game, I want a single player RPG thing. And the best Fallout game in the last, well, since Fallout New Vegas is Fallout London. Sorry, Fallout 4. I know Fallout London is a mod of Fallout 4, but it's a whole completely different game with different skill systems and everything else. It's a better Fallout game than Fallout 4 ever will be. Sorry, just is. He's got a video somewhere about it. Where is it? About the furry thing? Somewhere. Unless it had to be taken down. I don't know. Concordia, the virus strikes back. 76 for planking. Who remembers planking? Early 2000s. Yeah, he's even got a video on that. Fear Festival, Smash the Stone, Leroy Jenkins, Rainforest. Yeah, there you go. So for those interested, that was my introduction to what the hell furries are. I'll share it on both channels. There you go. So that's the Internet Historian. Great channel. I do enjoy his videos, I've got to be honest. Oh, we got a bit of a dilemma here. There's the boss guy for the mission. We want to avoid him until we're at 100% or close. So we're going to go kill other mobs first. Are you the only guy in this great big room? No, there is one other. Okay. Yeah, if you haven't watched Internet Historian, just subscribe. They're so good. I like Fallout 4. Yeah, me too. But compared to Fallout London, it just blows it out of the water. My guess is most of these people probably played Final Fantasy 14 by now. I have no idea. I've never played the Final Fantasy games. I don't like the child faces. I think they creep me out. You know, the proportions of the face of that of a baby, and I just find that a bit weird that people get turned on by it. I'm like, ooh. You're not babysitting my kids. Kind of thing. No offense to anyone that's into it, because apparently it's got a great storyline and characters and whatnot, but yeah, some people are into this thing. The big eyes, tiny nose and face is a thing, and I'm like, just that creeps me out, if I'm honest. Anime faces are bizarre. Yeah, to me they are. Maybe I'm a Westerner and I don't get it, and it's a thing, and I'm out of the loop and misinformed or whatever, but I just take it at face value and go, this is creepy. I don't like this. You know? Oh yeah, people definitely, I mean, which one? There's anime and there's, what's the other one called? Manga? Something like that. One of them is just basically cartoon porn. But I don't know which one it is. Tentacles and things. You know, if it makes your boat float, whatever. But yeah, not for me. So, yeah. Yeah, just not a thing for me. I just find it creepy. Yeah, which is which? There's anime and manga, isn't there? They're the two big ones. Anime. This is manga. What's the difference? Japan craft. There we go. Yeah, these big-eyed, I don't have a nose and I have a tiny little mouth faces. I just find them creepy. Manga comics are usually books rather than animations. Like anime, manga is often published in black and white. Why? Because they're usually published weekly. Manga can be more. Which is better? Yeah, but come on, which one's pornographic? That's what we want to know. Yeah, when I see that face, it looks like a puppy or a child or something, and people getting sexualizing that just seem odd to me. I'm concerned. So, sorry. Apparently, the storylines and everything else are amazing, and I'm sure they are. But I don't want to touch it with a barge pole. Oh, is it hentai is the adult one? Right, okay. But they got the same characteristic faces, haven't they? I'm going to Google hentai without putting it on the stream, because you never know. Oh, it's top answer. Right, this is all you need to know about hentai. Top answer. Pornhub. Hentai porn videos. X videos. Hentai. Uncensored anime. Hentai porn. Okay, we ain't watching any links relating to hentai on my stream, okay? Get banned from Twitch. Hentai is the adult. Yeah, top answer is Pornhub. I mean, okay. I don't think we need to know any more about it, do we? If we want to know what it is. Well, don't Google it. Hentai is the adult. Yeah, well, that's why I just went for answers and not for links. Okay, I think we know what hentai is now. And, yeah, it's never going to appear on my channel. Because I'd like to keep my channel. I've never played a Final Fantasy game and thought about whether I thought the characters were sexually attractive. It is strange your mind jumped to that. My mind did not jump to that. My mind went back to all the references I've read that were sexually relevant. So, yeah, whatever. People posting, well, even on Twitter, you know, how much they love a certain character in a physical way. So it's not my mind jumping to that, it's my recollection jumping to that. The fact you don't find them attractive either is probably a good thing. like I say, I look at them and they look like children or puppies or something like that. You know, in the facial characteristics are that of a puppy or, you know, child or whatever. Sounded way less accusatory in my head. Yeah, I don't find them. I have paternal instincts towards faces like that because to me they're childlike, and I'm a grandfather. I'm not any kind of a strange thing, but yeah, I mean, I see posts on Twitter from people I've never heard of before going, "Oh my God, I was so in love with I want to marry her," and I'm like, she looks like a 10-year-old. What's wrong with you, dude? I'm not saying you think like that. I definitely don't think like that because I've no idea who they're talking about as a character. But I've seen some of the... and yeah, it's a bit uncomfortable. Right, let's try and pull this dude. Okay. Yeah, you know, the proportions of a small child are similar to the way they're drawn in those animations. And the last thing they look is Eastern Asian. I mean, the Eastern Asian people are quite beautiful, but they don't look like that. You know, nobody looks like that. Children look like that. It's just the whole thing's just odd to me. Yeah, people getting hot and flustered about it, and they're effuse about, you know, what they do with that person. I'm like, I think I should call the cops, you know, because you ain't right. Dude, I have 0 kids, but I have a cute puppy, and that's enough for me to be moving to Weird Street. Oh, puppies are the best, though. I love puppies. I love dogs in general. I have a problem with games that make me kill dogs, even if the dogs are like mutants covered in lecherous flesh and warts and what. I'm like, but it's a dog. Don't make me kill the dog. Oh, the dog's trying to eat me. Run away! I'm not gonna go kill the dog. You Welsh. Yes, it has a W. It's a capitalized W, though. I am a person from Wales. Yes. With very mixed ancestry. Yeah, so the hentai thing, if the top answer is Pornhub, I think we know what we're dealing with. You know, whatever else it is, top answer on Google is a subsection of Pornhub. Okay. Yeah, my paternal grandmother is Italian. My paternal grandfather is redhead Yorkshireman, so therefore Nordic, and or Scottish or both, and the rest is kind of a mix of mid-Walian, which is mid-Wales farming stock, so I tan very easily. I've got the beard, and the brow and the rest of it. So yeah, I'm Heinz 57 if I'm honest, but I count myself as Welsh because that's the culture I grew up with. This is what I tripped into with John Wick. Oh yeah, once that puppy got harmed, I was like, John, just fucking kill all of them. Kill them all. I don't care if they're human beings. What they did disqualifies them as human beings. Just murder all of them. That first John Wick movie is so good. The way they introduce him and everything, like the stupid kid who's gone and defeated, inverted commas, John Wick, with 20 guys as backup with, pistols or whatever, and then his dad tells him who this guy is. Well, he's not exactly the bogeyman. He's who you send to kill the bogeyman. Oh, yay. Yeah, it was such a good movie, that first one. I've watched the others, but I think the first one is kind of a special movie in of its own right. Big up the Welsh, yeah. We're a tiny nation and we're peculiar and we have our own thing, but yeah, we're a wonderful nation of people. Anyway, what time is it? Oh my God, it's 9:30. Are we going to do another mission? Yeah, there's a lot of Welsh that emigrated all across the globe, South America, North America, etc. But not much of that culture survives over there, but they still speak Welsh and stuff, or Cymraeg, which I don't speak on stream because I'm not fluent anymore. So I don't want to insult the language by speaking it badly. I go from pale to red, then peel. I'm too ginger to tan. Yeah, I think it's the Italian part of my heritage kind of is why I just go, oh, sunshine, you're brown now. And I don't go sunbed orange. I go native, like olive brown, Do you recognize Sally from that Old School Commando? What? Sally from the Old School Commando. What? I don't know what you mean. What, the movie Commando with Arnold? Or what? Oh, I don't know what you're asking me. I always find it funny they use Swedish actors as Eastern European criminals. Well, it was a Swedish actor that played Tomb Raider in the last decent Tomb Raider movie. What's her name? I can't remember. She's really pretty. Tomb Raider movie. They had Angelina Jolie, but she's kind of got that, two brooms on a bit of elastic about her arms and legs that I just didn't quite believe the athleticism. But yeah, this lady, not only she's like seriously good looking, yeah, she's Swedish. She's quite dark, because you think Swedish, you think, oh, blonde and blue eyes, and she's not. She's quite tan and she's quite brown-eyed and everything else. She's gorgeous, but yeah. Alicia Vikander, yeah, she plays Lara Croft in it. She's married to Fassbender. Yeah. She's married to Fassbender, apparently. Like, if you Google her, it tells you that. Yeah, she's gorgeous, though. So we go to Google, think there she is. Yeah, she's so pretty. I mean, she's way too young for me. But she's married to Michael Fassbender. He's Magneto in a few movies and a bunch of other stuff. And he's German-Irish. He's closer to my age, but hey, they like each other. David Walter, yeah, from the Alien movies, yeah. People are like, why is she with him? Well, my answer to that is, did you see him in Assassin's Creed? he's a pretty good-looking guy in great shape. He's a great actor as well. I mean, I think he's stronger in the Assassins movies than I've seen him doing the Marvel stuff even. Whatever. I think they kind of started dating or whatever. They were both working on the same movie. And she said something like, I saw her in an interview and she said, well, myself and Michael were working on the same movie and there was absolutely nothing to do in the evenings while we were working on it. And we just ended up kind of together. But we were really happy about being together. So now we're married. It's like, well, okay. But I thought she was much better than... no disrespect to Angelina Jolie, but she just has that, 2 broom handles on a rubber band about her kind of limbs and everything. There's another actor that's like that. She was in Doctor Who, and then in Guardians of the Galaxy, the more robotic one of the 2 daughters. I can't think of her name. She's brilliant in Doctor Who. Absolutely love her in Doctor Who. Amy Pond, right? But just the way she is. What's her real name? Oh. Right, Amy Pond. Yeah, played by her. She's gorgeous. She's lovely. She's a good actor. Everything else. What's her actual name? Karen Gillan. Yeah, but she's kind of like 2 broom handles on rubber bands. Physically, she just, when the problem is as well is she appears in that film with Zoe Thingy, who was a ballet dancer. So of course all her movement is incredibly graceful and everything else. But there is that kind of limmy thing about certain people that you just don't believe in athletic roles. And Angelina Jolie sort of came across that way. No, we ain't going there either. Delete mission. Close chat. Reopen. Until you get the mission you want. They found something to do. Yeah. But Alicia, no, she's great as Tomb Raider, because when she's doing the gymnastics, she looks like a gymnast. So you're like, yeah, she could do that. She does look like someone that could do it, I think that's great. The believability of the actor in the role. I just think it's a shame they didn't pick her up for more movies for that series, because I thought she was great. Is so determined to send me to the back of beyond, and I ain't going there. Give me a better location. Delete mission. Yamari PG. I was a member of Storm back in the day with my 220 shade. What was your character's name? Oh god, it's still giving me crap locations. We ain't going there. Stop. They should just delete those mission locations, because no one ever goes there. Yamira. Okay, let's have a look. Yamira, Clan Shade, more info. There you go. Shade, up effects female, AI level 21. Status inactive, but yeah, your character still exists. could not find any history for a hero on server 5. Ooh, wow. Back when Storm had like 80 to 100 actives, it was difficult to keep track. Oh my god, it's still sending me to these shitholes, and we're not going. Stop sending me there. We're not doing it. No, we're not. Give me a decent location. Like the 5th time now? Finally. There we are, we're back. Right, okay. So we'll do one more mission and then we'll call it a night, I think. Just hope it's a nice short one because I'm tired. I hate to admit it, but I am. Personally, I'd have put up with Gal Gadot. She's okay. Yeah, she's a good-looking woman. I don't think she's much of an actor, though. Sorry. Nothing against the lady. She's successful and famous and everything, but as an actor, not so sure. You know. I mean, in terms of physicality, yeah, she'd have been more believable than, you know, what's her name? Angelina. Yeah, she was in another film before that, Alicia. She was in... She was playing an android, artificial intelligence kind of a robot. She was great in that as well. You know, the subtlety of her performance was really good. That's what I mean by a, you know, actor. Do I like watching Johnny Depp in a movie? Yeah, because he's Johnny Depp. He's great. He's charismatic and he's cool. Do I put him in the same bracket of actors as, you know, Christian Bale and people like... No. It's just a different kettle of fish. More of a movie star than an actor. I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. I mean that as in when it's kind of like Tom Cruise, right? You watch a Tom Cruise movie, what do you get? 100% Tom Cruise doing absolutely his damnedest to make the movie work. Yada, 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 right? But as a character actor, not so much. Got Christian Bale, and then what's the other guy called? Ex Machina. Yeah, that was the movie. He actually has acted with him, but I think he's one of the finest actors of our time. I can only think of one film that he's in. Smiley's People. No, that's 1982. No, not that. Yeah, because Alec Guinness plays him in the original televisation. Smiley's People, all... Yeah, it's mostly Alec Guinness, but he's also been played by someone else. And I can't find them right now. Smiley's People... Come on. Oh, maybe he didn't do Smiley's People. Did he do Tinker, Tailor, Soldier, Spy? Yeah, this guy. So Gary Oldman, that's his goddamn name. Yeah, that's that's an actor. Okay? So you don't see him in the movie. You see the character he's playing, whatever that character may be. That to me is more an actor than someone that a movie star could, because to me the difference is a movie star plays themselves being a movie star in every movie they're in, and that's kind of your Johnny Depp, your Tom Cruise, Arnie, to a certain extent Keanu Reeves, but then you get your Christian Bales and your Gary Oldmans who, yeah, you just completely believe they are the character they're playing. You don't even see them as an act. You know, you just see the character they're playing. You don't see the actor behind it, which is the gift of being a great actor, I think. Yeah, Daniel Day-Lewis as well, yeah. Michael Caine, John Wayne, they're all movie stars, but essentially they just play themselves. Clint Eastwood is another one. Love his movies. Kind of always plays Clint Eastwood though, doesn't he? You know? Gary Oldman is the real-life brother who recently played the landlady in EastEnders. Yeah, that's right. His sister's an actor as well. Yeah, when you see a Gary Oldman movie, you don't see Gary Oldman. You just see whatever character Gary Oldman is working on at the time. And to me, that's an actor. You don't see the actor, you see the role or the character they're playing. That's an actor. But like movie stars, they're kind of there as themselves. So your Arnie's, and John Wayne's and Tom Cruise's, Johnny Depp to a certain extent. They're just themselves on screen. They're charismatic and they hold your attention. But as actors, it's not quite the same, you know? I quite liked the only thing that really let down the Dracula movie where he's Dracula was the casting of Winona Ryder. She's just incredibly dull throughout the entire movie. Yeah, I'm sorry. I love Winona Ryder, and I've seen her do much better work. Like in Stranger Things, she's great. She's really good, and I believe her character in that. But just doesn't quite, you know, she's just upstaged in every scene with Gary Oldman. And it's not Gary Oldman's fault. He's there delivering this character, you know, Dracula, you know, the Impaler, etc. He's delivering on that character 100%, and like everyone around him just sort of feels very small and non-performative. It's weird, almost. Just got back a bit. Have you talked about Slow Horses TV show? I've not seen it. Is that Gary Oldman? I'll watch it. If Gary Oldman's in it, I'll watch it. Not because he's a movie star, but because I never see beyond the character he plays. Look it up. What's it called? Slow Horses. Okay. Slow Horses, 2022. So it's quite a recent show. All right. Okay. What is it? IMBD doesn't tell you a lot, really. Oh, he looks awful in it, which means he's just disappeared into the role. I'm guessing he doesn't play the good guy in this. Oh, Kirsten Scott Thomas, she's so good looking. Slow as a Lord, it's fresh espionage approach, focusing on imperfect M15 agents. Yeah, that's definitely my cup of tea. Yeah, thanks for that. That's a good shout. Yeah, I'll definitely watch that. He plays a massive arsehole. That's fine. Even if he is, the thing is, there'll be something relatable about the character and something completely believable about the character. That's what sells me on Gary. He's just so good. Canu did a pretty funny British accent. As a British person that speaks to every corner of the UK on a daily basis at work, from, you know, Newcastle to Cornwall to everywhere else where the accent differs immensely, he did something. It didn't sound like British though. It's a difficult one to nail down, I guess, for Americans, because the English accent is so varied over such a short distance. Johnny Depp actually does a pretty good job of it, but that's because he lived in London for a time. So he does a bit of a London accent in his English-speaking kind of performances. The books were good too. Oh yeah, Smiley's People, Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. You should read the books, they're amazing. And Gary Oldman's great in them. And the last person that did them justice was Alec Guinness, who was Obi-Wan Kenobi. So, yeah. Right, I'll be back in a minute. I'm getting another beer, which I probably shouldn't, but, you know, screw it. Saturday night. Saturday night rules. Right, I'm back. Sorry. King... what?
This is a paid advertisement from your good friend the Good Time Party Mixer. Have another beer. That is all.
Soto Mahoney with the 100 bits. Thank you very much, sir. Much appreciated. Yes, we will have another beer. We're going to have it now. The Good Time Party Mixer. It was obviously an Omnitech employee, and so on. What have I missed on the YouTube chat? Gear, for sure, but there's only a few actors who can go from British English to American. I think it's probably easier for British actors to do an American accent, but I don't know because I'm not American, so maybe their accents are terrible, you know, and I'm just not picking up on it. Brad Pitt can nail it sideways. Brad Pitt is a, you know, I know he's like, oh, movie star, not. He's actually a really pretty decent actor as well. Him in Seven or Meet Joe Black, etc. He's really good. Sorry, King Charles, but I always say the Queen's English to me, dude. It's actually received pronunciation. It's not the Queen's English. It became the Queen's English because we had a monarch for that many years. It became common to say the Queen's English. But very few people actually sound like that in Britain. You know, if you want to know. Well, there's a few that do, you know, but it's deliberate. It's a deliberate accent. It's not how people speak natively from any particular area. In fact, the younger royals don't use it. But the idea is, whichever region you're from, if you hear it, you understand it. Even if people in that region do not pronounce vowels and consonants in the same way. Yeah, King Charles is kind of a standby king. We're pretty sure he hasn't got long, and then it'll be William will become the king, but because succession works a certain way. You know, I've read some ridiculous headlines before, but yeah, the guy unfortunately is not very well, and he is in his later years, and it's quite likely, you know, William will become king even in my lifetime. So, but he's never been publicly popular, Charles, unfortunately. Queen Elizabeth II was very, very popular publicly. Like, we had the Grenfell fire disaster, and the then Prime Minister was this Theresa May. And she said, oh, well, I'd go there, but it's far too dangerous for the Prime Minister to go there. And within 3 hours of that, Queen Elizabeth is there. She's like, yeah, okay then, May. You hold my crown. I'm going there to meet the people. She just utterly upstaged them and went there. You know, okay, yes, security detail, yada, yada, yada. But she showed up. You know, she was that kind of person. She served in the army during the war. That's who she is. I mean, she was a fantastic person to have as, you know, a kind of figurehead or whatever. Whereas Charles, he was an RAF chopper pilot and all the rest of it, but somehow it just gets lost in translation with him on camera, you know? And let's face it, you know, William's going to make a much better looking £10 note with his face on it, isn't he? Come on. No offence, Charlie, but... You know, you're going to buy a stamp with Charles's head on it, you know, he's like, yeah. When you lick it and put it on the envelope. I wish I was British. I was born in the wrong country. Well, you know, you can always move here and acclimate. It's all right. What is worth a thought is I grew up in and around Greater London, Cambridge and so on. Didn't stay too far away, other than 50 miles northwest, southeast. Yeah, there you go. George, any single English peeps in the chat? Not me. I'm married. And I'm Welsh, so I'm neither single nor English. Well, wife's English. I'm not. Fizz Grim with a loot, please. Don't forget there is a Grace giveaway happening. Right, here we go. What we are on percentage here? I'm getting tired. You know, I was in work at 6 o'clock this morning, so... Let's see if we get an update on this one. There you go, Dreadlock. Yeah, Dreadlock Balance, Freedom Arms, and Doctor's Right Hand of Hope. Free for all on Peel. Excuse me. 5 days till Shy Hollywood. Yes, it is for me as well, but I'm working on Thursday. I'm working on Thursday. And the game releases at 3 PM my time, and I'm in work at 5, so I can't really do a stream. You know, I've got 2 hours and I need 30 minutes of that time at least to get all logged in and set up for work. And then I don't finish till 10 PM. It's a short shift on Thursday, I know. Yeah, I am really looking forward to the Dune Awakening. Oh, God. Something's got up my hooter. I don't know what. But I do not approve. Still haven't had a mission update, which worries me that it's a massive mission in terms of how many mobs are in it. Oh, God. Stop now. Yeah, if I'd have known about the early release, maybe I would have booked it, but yeah. I have to book at least a month ahead, so... I guarantee you Friday night, I'll be streaming Dune. I may try and squeeze one in, I just, you know, I mean, as soon as I finish work, I'm going to be playing. Guarantee you that. But, you know, trying to work that into a stream and whatnot, it's going to be difficult. So I might stream after work on Thursday, but I'm going to be like 10 hours beyond the curve of, you know, everybody else or something, you know. Fujitora 333 with a loot, please. Good luck. Are you going to be siding with House Atreides? Do I look evil to you? Yeah, I'll be doing House Atreides first. I mean, House Atreides in Dune and Children of Dune. Yeah, they're the good guys. God Emperor of Dune? Not so much. I thought you'd go for Harkonnen. I really did. There's going to be a, like, neutral guild or a neutral faction that on the Landsrad board are looking to keep everything in equilibrium rather than let one side win. So that's going to be interesting, like, how all that plays out on servers and stuff. It does. The way they've kind of, like, engineered the mechanics just sounds great. Yeah, I did the Deluxe edition. I want all the House Atreides decor in my base. I want the oak paneling on the wall and everything. I'm a duke, don't you know? You know, yeah, I've gone full on for that. So I'm going to RP Atreides, you know, the Atreides coin is love, etc. I'm going to be RPing that. I want to do a full playthrough of the main quest storyline, all the side quests, before we get to the area that changes every week. And then just build a massive base, if I can. And then, I don't know, see what happens after that. Harkonnen. No, that's incorrect. Harkonnen is correct. Harkonnen is the mispronunciation from the 1984 movie. I'm sorry to tell you. It's Harkonnen. Yeah, so apparently the correct pronunciation is Harkonnen, not Harkonnen. It's a bit like, you remember that advert that came out? You remember when we all bought Adidas trainers and tracksuits? And then that advert came out, and at the end of the advert, someone from wherever Adidas are from went, Adidas. And everyone went, oh, it's called Adidas. You know, the rest of us have been calling it Adidas for like 20 years or something. And then we found out, oh, we've been saying it wrong. Nike is the same, yeah. Is it Nike or Nike? Americans tell me it's an American company. We always said Nike trainers, but are they actually Nike trainers? So if they are, then you know, you cut things with a knifey. That makes no sense. It's Nike. Otherwise, it's just silly. Say it the same. Shoesies, missiles. Yeah, exactly. That's bollocks. It's Nike. They just decided to go Nike. It's like Kanye West saying, I'm Kanye. No, you're not. That's not how English works. Anywhere that they speak English, you dipshit. Yeah, in Britain it's still Nike. There's no Nike. It doesn't deserve the inflection. It's not Italian or anything, you know. You all say Nike. Yeah, well, you know, that's how we say it. Yeah, I know. If that's how it's said, but in the UK it's just Nike. Otherwise, you could say Nike, you could say Nike, or you can say Neek. Yeah, I'm gonna cut this bread. I've got a kniffy. It's just ridiculous. You can't, you know. Where I'm from, we pronounce water as water. Yeah, it's the flat tongue of American English. Like it's like your tongues are too lazy to pronounce words. That's how it sounds to British people. Instead of going water, you go That's how it sounds to our ears. Is like, is your tongue paralyzed? What's going on? And it's neither's right or wrong. It's just that's the difference. It's just amusing. Yeah, because like the Boston accent is just way different, isn't it? 13. What? What? Turban pronounced is a game changer. What? Turbine? What the hell is that? I mean, there's certain ones like aluminum, because the person that discovered that metal named it aluminum, and then, you know, the Latin fanatics of the scientific community said, oh no, it's a metal, it has to be an inium. And so it should be aluminium, you know, but actually it's not, it's aluminum. That's what the guy who discovered it called it. But in European and British English it's aluminium, but actually the real name is aluminium. They were just forced to change it by the scientific community. Saturday Night Live. Carl, this is SLN skit that makes fun of how we talk from where I'm from. Don't play the sound on the stream. I don't know where you're from. I know you're from
in a small town, somewhere between New York and D.C.
County sent me to oversee this investigation.
Comes another story of a grizzled lady detective.
Well, call me Care. Everybody else does.
Jogger found the body over there.
What do we know so far?
I don't know. We know. All I know is what we don't know.
With a very specific.
You get it. I'm going to watch that after this stream. My tongue is paralyzed. But that's when someone says, instead of saying water, when someone says water, it just sounds like there's something wrong with your mouth. You know, it's bizarre to English ears. Right, we need to get round the boss. Oh God, he can detect me. That's no good. Exploring. No, apparently it's under combat and healing. Right, okay. Let's try and get around anyway. Philadelphia region. Yeah, I know American accents. It's like there ain't just one accent. When people go, oh, can you... Yeah, I can do a British accent. Well, which one? There's thousands of them. You know. That's why I was surprised that the Ghostbusters movie that all the SNL cast were in was so bad. I was like, these guys are great at comedy. Why the hell is this so poor, you know? I did watch it and I was just like, this is just crap. Yeah, I'm sorry. Greater Philadelphia region. There you go. Almost no one you speak to sounds like I do where I'm from, because I've lived in so many other places that I do not sound like the people from there, even though I am from there. Can we meet past? Yes, we can. Okay. Oh my God, what percent am I at? I haven't had a single... 70. Oh God, I wish I'd got a smaller mission. Anyway, right, let's go. We got a couple of mobs up here. Yeah, I mean, every country has a bunch of different accents. It really does. I'm watching the Enforcer. Let's build the tune again. Man, do I miss Aliens and how active the game was a few years ago. Yeah, I know, dude. I know. None of us can change it. It is what it is. What's that on the YouTube chat? The British people say aluminium blew my mind. Yeah, because the scientific name is aluminium. The domestic name is aluminum, but the person that discovered it decided to call it aluminum. But because of the periodic table and its ties back to the Latin language, they said, no, it has to be something ium. So they redid it as aluminium. I mean, the metal existed since the first supernova that created it. We just found it, you know. But yeah, it's a thing. London Midlander. Yeah, I tend to get calls from all over the country, and I've got to speak to the person, so I have to tune my ears to the way they speak, and I don't have a problem with it. So when I'm speaking to them, I tend to mirror their own accent because it makes it more comfortable for them to deal with a person that sounds like they do. It's just one of my, I guess, survival traits or something. I don't know. Your twang puts you quite far north as Manchester. Depends where I am. If I'm just speaking as myself on the stream, yeah. But if I went and visited London again, I'd be like, yeah, pint of lager, please, mate. I would immediately switch to a southern twang. I just do, because it's camouflage. Imagine changing country. Well, people do. I mean, British people go and live abroad. We got a South Walian lady called Catherine Zeta-Jones, who is all, very South Wales and very, click forward on the email. And then she marries Michael Douglas and lives in LA or, wherever. And then she ends up with this really bizarre mix of both those accents that is hard almost to listen to. Yeah, so, accents are a bizarre thing. They really are. Excuse me. Okay, we got the boss. We don't need the boss because we're not high enough percent. What percent are we at? I'm scrolling. I'm trying to see. Yada yada. Last update was 77%. I'm missing a bunch of mobs somewhere. Before we go for the last boss. Right, okay. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think we need to go back down this corridor. Yeah, I think my natural accent is quite northern. You're a voice chameleon trying to fit into your surroundings. Yeah, I pick up speech patterns and expressions and tonal language from people when I speak with them, and I morph into the way they speak because it makes the job I do much easier. If I am tonally on their level, people will naturally respond in a more positive way. They feel more understood. They feel more that you're listening to them. And it's virtually a subconscious thing when I do it. Now, I've heard recordings back of myself doing it. I'm like, wow, I didn't realize I did that, Matty 1992. Good evening. Yes, there is a Grace code giveaway this evening. I bought the Grace myself and I'm giving it away to one of you lucky people. Yeah, I can hear the difference between traditional Japanese and modern Japanese, but I can't speak Japanese, but I can hear the difference. Modern Japanese is, beautiful language, but it's very straightforward, whereas traditional Japanese is almost musical. It's absolutely beautiful. A good example is if you watch the Shogun TV show, the more recent one. Not the one with Dr. Kildare in it, the kind of new one. Because obviously set in that time period, they're using traditional Japanese for the dialogue. So absolutely watch it with subtitles. Don't watch it dubbed. Please don't. You're missing out. And it's just amazing sounding to my ears. NZ Arcadian. Lost power, finally got it back. Glad you're still online. Oh, sorry to hear about your power issues. Yeah, I mean, I could pretend I'm in London for the, for the remainder of the stream if you want me to, because I lived there for 6 years. So, when I first got there, I was like, oh, could I have a pint of bitter, please? you know, and all the heads in the pub turned round. And I quickly figured out, all right, mate, pint of lager. Thanks very much. And where's the nearest pie and mash? I've had proper pie and mash, you know, white tile, floor to ceiling pie and mash shop in East London. It was pretty nice. Can I have a bit more liquor on me mash? Thank you very much. It's like a pea gravy kind of a thing. It's green anyway. I don't know what the fuck's in it. It tasted nice. Someone downed an overhead, but thankfully no injury. Oh, Christ, yeah. In North Wales, most of the cables are underground, so very rarely do we get outages. It's usually like a substation or lightning strikes, the only thing that knocks it out. So, you know, frost on the lines isn't a thing for us, which is kind of cool. But, you know, it depends. I mean, we're a tiny place, so that's easy to do. If you're in a bigger place like America, Jesus, it's massive. You're never going to do that. It's very respectful as well. Old school, I know, but I watched The Last Samurai. Yeah, the Shogun TV show, the newer one, is incredibly respectful, apparently, to Japanese culture and whatnot. And it is an amazing show. Like, every episode you get to the end and you go, oh, God, I need a break, you know, because you're so engrossed in it. You know, you come away from it like, I need a breather for 5 minutes before I watch the next episode. I think that's just how well it's been done. That main dude. Yeah, well, I don't know. Is there a main dude? I think every player on the table is an important chess piece in that story. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's incredibly well done. He's in The Last Sam. Oh, I don't know. Most of my focus in the movie is on the two Japanese actors in it. There's the woman, she's absolutely gorgeous. And then someone we've seen on screen for like ever, since they were 5 years old or whatever, is in it as well. And the rest are almost like, you know, kind of like missing from the dazzle of the sun of their performances. I don't know another way to say that. I probably do, but yeah. In New Zealand, almost all power is overhead lines. We're a tiny place, but the infrastructure is dated. Oh, right. Is it right? Okay. New Zealand, that's one place I really love to visit. Not just because of Lord of the Rings, but yeah, a little bit because of Lord of the Rings. It just looks like an amazing country. And you like Britain, you know, from in the space of 80 miles, you go from like mountains with permanent snow caps to forests and whatnot. So we do get fiber, so at least the internet is up quick. Yeah, thank God for that. I got a UPS and my internet connection. I'm good. I'm sold there, Prime. Oh, it's so good though. I mean, the only thing with Prime is you got to pay like extra to get it without ads. But you know, if you go with the Bay, I'm sure you can get a version. Also, there's a plug-in for Prime. If you use Chrome as a browser, which skips ads. But it doesn't actually skip them, it just plays them at 100 times speed. It's pretty good. So the ads come on, they're gone in like 3 seconds. Those are the kind of ad breaks I'll accept without giving Bezos more money to play at being a fucking spaceman. Yoki Sarasdan is the guy. Is that his name? I can't remember. I've seen him in like a gazillion shows, and yeah, he's kind of amazing. Yeah, that guy. Yeah. Oh god, he's been on screen since forever. Yeah, he's brilliant. Everything he's ever done is he's like 9 years older than me. God, when was his first film? Yeah, Shogun, John Wick. We're gonna have to scroll a long ass way to get to his first movie. I've seen him like virtually a teenager or younger. '79, '77. So 1965. So he'd have been literally like a child in whatever he was in there. Yeah, he looks good. Yeah, well, you know, that's East Asian people. They eat a lot of healthy food. They don't eat much crap on pre-processed, hyper-processed stuff. And guess what? They look better for it. You know, we should take note, essentially. Where the hell am I going for the last boss? And what percentage am I on? I'm just scrolling now. 100%. Right, okay, we're ready for the boss. We just have to remember where the fluff the boss actually is. Are you that way? Yes, he's that way. Okay, let's go kill the boss and call it a night. Even in science fiction kind of movies. Yeah, I mean, the guy could play anything. Oh, he's brilliant. He's amazing in that show, though. The restraint and the performances are just, like, so good. See where we get to. Yeah, trying to do this with the bow would just be painful. Because the bow just isn't up to this level of gameplay. So, yeah. I want to get a... There we go. Oh, not quite capped out research, but we are on Reflex 7. So it's not quite enough to cap it out at 10%, but it's not far off. We got brawling, another 50 martial arts, and then another bit of brawling. But that's why I put it into that line, you know. Want to make a difference. I think he normally dies. Is he a bit of a Sean Bean? Dies in every movie he's in. Which isn't actually true. He does die in a lot of the movies Sean Bean stars in. Yes, he does in fact die. But not all of them. I think he accepts the fact that that's a meme. Sean Bean enters the scene. Uh-oh. You know, I think he's kind of accepted the fact that's the thing. But he is a fantastic actor. You know, when you were playing the original Oblivion, you know, he was Martin Septim. A lot of people don't realise that. There's a Mexican guy that does the same. Yeah, I mean, that's cool. You know, the guy does Machete. I can't think of the actor's name. He's great. But he said, I don't mind playing a bad guy, but the bad guy has to be punished in the film. He has to pay for what he's done in some way, whether he dies or whatever. I'll only do the bad guy role if the guy pays for what he's done. Otherwise, we're sending the wrong message. I can't think of his real name. Yeah, Danny Trejo. Yeah, so he has a thing where, yeah, I'll come and be the bad guy in your movie, but the bad guy has to pay for what he's done in some respect, on some moral ground, you know, which is an admirable thing. Oh, God, I've had too many beers. But you know what I mean? Like, he's like, yeah, we can do that, but, you know, he has to pay for his past deeds, you know, in a kind of biblical sense almost. Right, okay, so is anybody else streaming Anarchy online? I haven't forgotten about the giveaway, by the way. I'm just checking things out. Meet and view and yike. Oh, successfully lost. Right, we're doing the giveaway. Here we go. Everyone that's entered. It's now closed. And I'm doing the draw. Last chance to enter. Here we go. Crisis has won the draw from the giveaway. Is following. There you go, Crisis. So I don't know if you're on. Yoink. So let me do this for a moment because I'm not putting it on the screen. No users found. What? You didn't delete your account, did you? You didn't like make a Twitch account and get rid of it? Try again. Crisis. Yeah. No users found. Well, that's not great. Okay, let's try again. There you go. Crisis is the HC4. I'm guessing that's you. Right. Okay, so I'm going to share the grace key with you. I don't know if you're still here or not, but that's okay. So I'm going to send that across as a private message. There we go. Right, you won the grace key. There you go. All right, that's been sent across to that user. Yes, it has. And meantime, we're going to successfully lost. I think she's finishing now anyway. But.
I mean, you don't stream like every day 10 hours? Ooh, how do I get 10K? Oh, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, because I just like her, so, you know, sue me. There we go. Can I message you in-game? No. Just check your DMs. I just sent you a message. I never send a grace code in-game because it's way too open to be intercepted and everything else. Yeah, if you check your Twitter DM, your Twitch DMs, they're there.